Whether you regard it as unconventional, quirky, or just plain ugly, one thing's for sure, the Nissan Juke certainly couldn't be described as boring. Hello, welcome to the CarGurus used car review. Over the next 5 minutes or so, we're going to take a closer look at this very yellow Nissan Juke, telling you what it's like in terms of practicality, as well as giving you some pointers of things to look out for if you're in the market for a used example. Launched in 2010 and then revised in 2014 with a smoother ride and a new 1.2 litre turbo petrol engine, the Juke followed the Qashqai as another of Nissan's pioneering crossovers. In terms of positioning, the Juke sits beneath the Qashqai in that it's more of a supermini sized crossover. And what does that mean? Well, it means you get the raised ride height and tough styling of an SUV combined with the lower purchase price and running costs of something like a Nissan Micra. It also gives you this nice raised driving position, particularly if you pump the seat up here, and that gives you a good view out ahead. Plus, the way the lights are positioned on the top of the wings helps you judge the car's extremities. It's quite a clever little touch. The view out the back is not quite as good. There's quite thick pillars there. Plus, the steering wheel here adjusts for height, which is good, but not for reach. Given what the Juke looks like on the outside, you won't be too surprised to hear that it's pretty funky inside too. There's lots of swoops and curves on the dashboard and different materials, and these dials are reminiscent of those in the 370Z sports car. Now, in terms of build quality, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of hard surfaces in here, but it also feels like it's built to last. And then on the control front, the main thing to get your head round is that the climate control panel down here also serves as the driving mode panel. So you press the driving mode button to change your driving modes, and then climate control to go back to climate. It sounds a bit complicated, but actually once you're used to it, it's fine. Right, when we're looking at the back of this car, it is important to remember it's a super mini sized SUV. Actually, legroom's okay. Bear in mind I have jacked this seat up a little bit, but yeah, that's fine. Headroom though, yeah, like I'm not even 6 foot and my head's touching the ceiling. And also, if you look at where this grab handle is located, if the driver decides to turn left very quickly and my head goes to the right, that's going to really hurt. Another thing that does bother some Juke owners, the ones with small children in car seats, this door opening is not very wide. Getting a car seat in is not the easiest task. And also, if it's a rear-facing car seat, you have to have the front passenger seat all the way forward as well. Right, let's have a look at the boot, the size of which depends on a couple of things. Firstly, if your Juke is four-wheel drive, you get a smaller boot than you do with a two-wheel drive one, and also pre-2014 facelift cars have a smaller boot than post-facelift models. This is a post-facelift, so we've got the dual height boot floor in its raised position at the moment. So that means if you fold these rear seats, you get a completely flat load bay. Also, you can lift it up and put some items underneath there, or you can drop it to its lowest position and then you get just one large space. Now, while we're here, one more thing to look at, and that is these parcel shelf fixings, because they have been known to break. Depending on the age of the car you're looking at, the choice could include two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, manual or CVT automatic gearbox, and petrol or diesel engines. Handy then that CarGurus allows you to narrow down your search by any of these criteria. As for engines, the entry-level 1.6 non-turbo petrol is fine for town use, but can feel a bit out of its depth elsewhere. If your budget will stretch to a post-facelift car with a 1.2 turbo petrol, then you'll find it is smoother and stronger. Or there's a 1.6 turbo petrol, which is more powerful again. That's particularly the case in the tuned Nismo RS, which offers hot hatch-like performance and sportier handling. There's also a 1.5 litre diesel, which although a bit noisy, will return around 50 miles per gallon in normal driving, and that's a good 10 miles per gallon more than you'll get out of any of the petrol engines. Being a diesel, CO2 emissions are also lower, which means cheaper road tax. Although do remember, as ever with road tax, the rules changed in April 2017. Go for a model registered before that, and your VED or road tax is based on CO2 emissions. After that, you'll just pay a flat rate of £140, regardless of what Juke you drive. Do though be aware that diesel particulate filter problems are not unheard of for cars driven mainly on short runs from cold, and also that you'll need to stump up around £500 for a new timing belt every 5 years. Other potential problems to be aware of: the CVT automatic gearbox has been known to give owners some problems, and if that does happen, it can be very expensive to fix. Also, have a look at the bodywork. Obviously you're checking for dents and scratches. If it's an early car, also look along here where the plastic bumper meets the metal panel, because if it's not fixed properly and it rubs, then it can wear away the paintwork. Check the air conditioning blows cold, because you don't want to be without it on a scorcher like today, and look for a full service history, bearing in mind that having an annual oil change can make a big difference for long-term reliability. Last but not least, check that any necessary recall work has been carried out. Of course, by searching on CarGurus, it's easy to identify top-rated dealers who can help make your search as easy as possible. Plus, you can use our instant market value technology to help find the best deals in your area based on our extensive market analysis. All of which means that before you even go to look at a car, you'll know if it's priced fairly and being sold by a reputable dealer, thus removing two of the biggest barriers when it comes to searching for a used car. So why not head to cargurus.co.uk to begin your search, and don't forget to check out the CarGurus UK YouTube channel for more used car reviews.